You're too distracted, you're just letting them win. You're desperately trying to get your shit together, but it's just not working. You're trying what everybody else is preaching, like dopamine detox. But let me just save you the effort. It's a lie. You're losing the battle at a very fast rate.
What battle?
I'm gonna get to that point in a second, but first of all, I understand that you heard this everywhere else. Everybody's preaching the same thing. Yeah, social media is ruining our lives, blah blah. And it kind of became a cliche in the self-improvement industry. But trust me, it gets a lot worse. And in this video, you're about to hear something that you've never heard anywhere else. Let's start from the beginning. See, we're all fighting a war without knowing it. Every major social media company is fighting over one thing and one thing only. And yes, you guessed it, it's your attention. There's a saying that is going around, which is, we live in an intention-driven economy, and it's as real as it gets. Whoever captures your attention doesn't only bag financial gains, but wields a power beyond measure over your mind. And I said at the beginning that we are fighting a war without knowing it. Bruce Lee once said, those who are unaware they are living in the darkness will never seek the light. And so if you are not aware that you are fighting a war, you've already lost. Put simply, if I give somebody a phone and convince him that he needs this phone and he cannot live without it, and convince him at the same time that he's in total control of the phone, not the other way around, he wouldn't even question it in the first place. Distractors such as social media and video games have become so ingrained in our lives that we don't even question them. And so yes, you've guessed it, the first step towards freedom, towards getting back control over your life and over your brain, is questioning. When you question, you become aware. Okay, now you are aware. You know that they analyze every tap, every scroll, every like just to keep you hooked for longer, but now you break free. You know what's the funny thing is that at some point or another, we've all been at this awareness stage before. We all know what they're doing. We all know that we're distracted and that social media is basically screwing our lives, but we just don't do anything about it. Matter of fact, the act of breaking from a distractor in itself has happened multiple times to all of us. And I know this happened to you before. You're scrolling Instagram, you just decide that you had enough, so you just click off and you go to YouTube or whatever task you had to do, but out of nowhere, you're just back at Instagram again. How the hell did it happen? Didn't you just click it off? You're done, there's no more to see. I mean, what are you doing on Instagram again? It is that bad. We are just at monkey level where we don't even know why are we doing it. We just click Instagram because we click Instagram. I actually already know why, because it became a trend, the trend of dopamine.
Dopamine detox. Baseline dopamine. Dopamine detox. Dopamine detox.
The reason why you go to Instagram, to TikTok, and all of these distractors, and even video games and other stuff, is because your brain knows that it's gonna get a dopamine hit if it goes there. Just like any other drug, stopping it altogether won't work. You're just swimming in this vast pool of endless stimuli. How do you just expect to get off simply? That's right, your brain needs to be rewired. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Now all you have to do is just replace those monkey level fun activities and dopamine triggers to actual self-developing and enriching activities. You know, something meaningful like reading books or working out, touching grass. Like literally, when was the last time that you actually touched grass? Going out with your friends, looking at the state of your life, making big decisions, making some money. But wait a minute, looks like we've been there already. How many of us tried to pick a book before, but none of us make it out of the second page? How many of us tried working out before or having a healthy lifestyle, but didn't show up the next day? A recent study have found that more than 80% of gym members will quit within the 5 first months. And so is rewiring really the answer? And if not, why then everybody's promoting it on YouTube? I wouldn't be surprised if those same guys that are promoting rewiring your brain would reach for their phone right when they click off the record button. Why would they do it then? Well, it just seems that it's easier to sell a course that way. But I just don't think it's the answer. Instead, I believe it lies in moderation, or better, adaptation. See, let's face it, internet and social media are all an essential part of our lives now. Where's the harm in using the phone to connect with your loved ones? Where's the harm in building a strong social media presence that could turn into a profitable business? And where's the harm in watching educational YouTube videos that could help you achieve your goals and change your life? I also don't see anything wrong with watching something that you truly enjoy. I mean, I'm a movie buff myself. Motion picture is a powerful medium for change. It's the reason that you're watching this right now. What's wrong with dancing too? I believe it's one of the purest forms of human self-expression. But the problem is TikTok. Because TikTok is not an app that lets people dance. It's an app that makes you watch people dance. forever. Anything can be deadly if overused. Just like drinking too much water can kill you, of course laying in bed watching TikToks all day will fuck up your life. Distractors have always been around since the dawn of time. It's in our nature to avoid doing hard things, find a comfortable place to fall back on. What changed is that those distractors became stronger, more dangerous and more destructive over time. It went from people gathering in a big circus watching a clown to staying at home holding the most revolutionizing device ever made, watching a clown. Taking back control over your life doesn't mean abandonment. It doesn't mean going off to live in a forest or a cave like other YouTubers are promoting, but it requires control. And let me tell you, control is even harder than cutting it off altogether. Because putting yourself in a room where there's no Wi-Fi is like cheating. I mean, there's no way for you to get distracted in the first place. But striving to be the kind of man that holds the phone in his hands, does whatever needs to get done, sends that message, watches that video, gets that task done, and then throwing the phone away, that is just next level. Let's be honest, you never see Andrew Tate throwing away his phone completely, and he's the modern self-improvement icon. And I know nobody can debate whether Andrew Tate has got control over his life or not. That's just because he uses the phone, not the other way around. And trust me, once you start getting back control over your life, once you start climbing the ladder of life, achieving success after success, being more confident, you'll just never get tempted again. You will just laugh at yourself for getting addicted in the first place. But there is a point where they could become tempting again. It's when life isn't working exactly in your favor. Just like when an addict reaches for his drug when he's feeling down, you will find yourself reverting to point zero again. Those are just the moments where you have to be the strongest. There's no other way around it. If there's anything you can take from this video, is that complete abandonment has never been the answer, especially in today's digital world. Unless you go back in time 100 years ago, live in Victorian London, own a tobacco company, and smoke cocaine instead of scrolling through TikTok, there is no total abandonment, but there is control. Know what you're doing, how much are you doing it, and take decisions accordingly. Your brain is yours, the phone is theirs. You decide what to do.